All right, good morning, everyone. It's 8:30 and this is the Jefferson County Board of Supervisors meeting for Monday, September 26th. And I'm Darren Hamilton. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First item of business on our agenda this morning is to acknowledge the minutes from the previous meetings.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Sandquist, a second from Drish to approve the meetings from September 19th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. All right, so we'll move on then. We are not going to meet with the county engineer this morning. He is on vacation and he's going to be enjoying the hurricane in Florida that he's currently now trying to prep with his son so that they get everything taken care of. So we'll move on to discuss and consider resolution naming depositories. This is something we do on an annual basis. So I don't believe anything has really changed. We have depositories of Iowa State Bank, Libertyville Savings Bank, Midwest One, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Midwest One, Midwest One. The last two, the recorder is Midwest One, and auditor for a checking account is with Midwest One. So
Motion to approve.
Second.
okay, I have a motion from Sandquist, a second from Drish to approve the resolution naming depositories. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Okay, so we will move on then to discuss and consider resolution to step increase one deputy sheriff salary. So, Mark.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Deputy Sheriff Tyler Risedam had a 6-month review. So this is kind of our normal plan. And started the 1st. This would be effective October 1st.
Okay. All righty. So, do we?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion from Sandquist, a second from Drish to approve the step increase to regular salary for Tyler Risedam, Deputy Risedam. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, now we'll move on to discuss and consider a resolution to hire one deputy sheriff, Brian Burnett. Brian, I see you're here with us.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
I'd like to introduce our newest Deputy Sheriff, Brian Burnett, effective October 1st. And I'd like him to say a few words about his background.
So I grew up here in Fairfield until I was about 20 years old. And then I did moved away for the Army thing. Did that for 15 years, multiple combat tours, one to Iraq, one to Afghanistan. Retired from the Army. And after that, moved to Michigan. Was a police officer up there for a couple of years and moved down here. I've been a police officer for Fairfield for the past 3 years. So,
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And Brian, thanks for your service.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
thank you.
You
Very
bet.
much so.
It's nice getting a little introduction that way and knowing that you were a hometown boy at one time and now you're back here and
Yeah,
you take it you like Iowa
I do.
better than Michigan.
a little bit.
Just
Yeah.
before the snow falls.
Although
Absolutely.
I like Michigan a lot. I've been up there several times, but
Beautiful area.
oh yeah, it is. It's nice
Mark,
driving through the timber.
I have a question. Does this bring you up to your full status?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I need a motion in a second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Drish, a second from Sandquist to approve the hiring of Brian Burnett. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Bart, I know you guys worked a lot of extra hours.
Welcome. Thanks, sir.
You worked a lot of extra hours to get to this point. Back.
Well, Bart, I'd like to thank you for participation, not only over in the Lockridge Parade, but also out here at Kiwanis Kids Day Parade. And I thought that was great that we had a good showing from the Sheriff's Department. And I know that the kids enjoy hearing the sirens and getting all the little goodies that you guys hand out when you're at events like that. And we also did the Hy-Vee thing this last weekend too. You must have hustled right over after the parade.
Well, yes, I had to do the parade and the judging of the meat cook-off, and yeah, I had to come over. I had Angie there. Jerry was at Hy-Vee for a little bit, so yeah, we try to hit some of the events, most events.
Good.
So,
Great.
thank you.
Awesome. Very much.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome
Thank you.
aboard. Brian.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
aboard.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, let me make sure of my date here. On Tuesday, September 20th, last week, we had a pre-bid meeting for the restroom remodel, north door entrance, remove and replace. And while we didn't have any contractors show up to have any questions about the bid at the meeting that morning, we were told by the architect that is overseeing the project for us that there has been some keen interest by 3 larger contractors here in the state that would like to do that. But late in the afternoon, we got contacted by Schaus Voorhees here in town that would like to put in a bid on this project. The bids are due on the 29th, but they felt that that would rush them a little bit on getting the project bid. And so it's been suggested that by the architect that we go ahead and move the actual bid letting out what was 2 weeks to October 13th versus the 29th, which we had it set for right now so that we could get their bid included.
How do you communicate that to people?
We're going to have to republish that we are changing the bid date, the bid due date. It will still be due by 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that Thursday, the 13th. But this gives us time to be able to get it in the newspaper that we've changed the bid date so that other contractors that may find out about it through the ad that was in the papers can be able to put in a bid as well. But I wanted to make sure that we were able to get included a local contractor that is interested in doing this type of work for us here and see what they have to offer, as well as whatever large contractor that may come from Des Moines, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, or Davenport area that would come and build. So, our policy has always been to try to allow local contractors the opportunity to do this kind of work for us rather than trying to bid it out and send our money elsewhere. So, so I would like to be able to direct Abby to resubmit the notice that we had for the bid letting with the change of the date from the 29th to October 13th.
And if you also send that to me, I'll make sure something gets put on our website and possibly on there today.
That would be great.
Sounds reasonable.
Everything else with the review of the plans went real fine. We have 2 copies here at the courthouse, one that's here in the office with us, one that's in the office, the auditor's office. Contractors are allowed to come in and take pictures of those plans if they want to. We aren't going to provide copies to them. If they want a copy of their own, We'll give the contact information to Horizon Architecture, and they will send electronic copies out of both the plans and the specifications, so that the contractors can have them and review them that way. Paperless is better when it comes to large plans, C sheets. So, all right, we'll move on then to have a short discussion about the county website. There
Yeah, I
was-
just put that on there because the three of us have gotten an email and
Mhm.
we need to have a discussion about.
Well, the email that we were sent was kind of confusing as to whether that was for just the site here at the courthouse with the add-ons of the other offices here.
Now,
Or if
they've
it was-
already paid theirs, I think, other than,
Okay.
I don't think you've paid yours for your website. I think you're kind of waiting on us, is the way I read it,
Yeah,
for the website.
Who's paid?
Nobody's paid.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if you have, but I know you're working with Kevin Riley.
We
So
started
where are
working
you on
with
your
them before the
process?
County itself.
Yeah.
Countywide was interested, so. We were kind of waiting to see what we're
Yeah.
gonna do for the whole count, for all the offices.
Right. So the last, yeah, and the only reason I put this on is we just need to have a discussion and figure out where we are and where we need to go. So the last we talked, we sent out an email to all the departments to answer the questionnaire that Kevin had sent us,
Mhm.
correct?
Mhm.
So I went through and looked at what he sent to all of us. And it looks like we received the website information from the auditor, the county attorney, VA, general assistance, conservation, of course, they've already got theirs done. Treasurer and assessor. So that leaves, and we know the sheriff's department's waiting kind of to see what happens. So that means public health engineer, and then we should add probably emergency management, because I think a lot of counties have that
Okay.
in there. I mean, that's something, since I'm looking at the chair,
Yes.
that we should, probably link into or have information, because if people, we want it to be a website. And Chris, I see you're on. Do you want to fill that question out, or is it pertinent to you? I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I think I need to have a conversation because I think I need to talk to him because I have a lot of questions other than just being able to answer a questionnaire. So
Sure.
I don't know if I should just call him or set up a time, or I don't know when you guys are going to have your next meeting or what that looks like.
Well, that's the reason for this agenda item, to figure out what we need to do. So,
Okay, so I would prefer to have a conversation with him.
and that's fine. Would it be
Okay.
okay if Chris
Thank
just
you.
calls him and talks to him? And
yeah, I would think that he would.
yeah, go
welcome
ahead,
that.
Chris,
He
please.
works over at the CoLab.
Do you have
Okay,
his number, or should we send it to you?
just send it to me so I have it, and then I'll just reach out to him, just have a conversation because I have some questions about scheduling online and all that kind of stuff. So thank
And-
you.
Which Chris, I think the whole initial questionnaire was for him to get an idea countywide what it was gonna take to set up. So that he could get back to the supervisors on
Right.
cost.
Right.
And yeah, we've met with them and kind of discussed what we want on our website, but I'm sure he would have to reach out to each department to get an idea of how they want it
Right,
set up.
and that would be, we had discussed, the supervisors had discussed just linking your website to the county homepage type website that we've been talking about. One that kind of replaces what we have when you go to jeffersoncountyia.com and see what's going on there. And then have links to each different department, like the county parks have their own website that was created by him. There would be a link to take them there. None of the information that's on there is part of that homepage setup. So if you're looking at confidential information or something like that, that would be done at a website that would be created for each department and then linked together from the overall homepage.
Yeah.
So that's the type of vision I think that the three of us were talking about.
And I think we just, currently, if you go to our website, it's pretty out of date. We want to get it updated, but yet let each department head, you would have the control of what goes on your site, but we want like one place so that if we had another pandemic, people could come here and link over or whatever, and let him know what you think your needs are, because obviously conservation now is able to schedule online. Mark, I don't know, yours probably, a lot of yours is with the state, but you could maybe link to there, I don't know.
We've been that way for years.
Yeah,
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 yeah. And you're just no more than a link right now on the homepage that takes you to your page.
and that's okay, but at least, a lot of people, when they think county, they think Jefferson County. They don't think of each entity as a separate standing place. So we want to make it user friendly, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right.
we'll get you that number, Chris.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Chris. So we'll move on then to make committee reports. Susie?
Yeah, the Maston Barn Committee really just discussed the probably 1,000+ people that showed up to the Barnyard Bash
Mhm.
and continued success. And they just are looking at how to add to that to get more people even there. I also had an ECI meeting. Those folks were looking at, basically we were talking about the playground equipment that they're getting for the northern part of not our county, but the region.
Right.
Serves. Also 1015 Transit, continued conversations about the hiring of folks, the unavailability of stuff sitting in the yard because they can't get it fixed.
Mhm.
It's a continual problem. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Dee?
Yeah, I had a 4-hour justice advisory board meeting, and basically they're getting ready to make recommendations to the legislature. So there was a lot of discussion, and there's going to be another meeting because they didn't get everything accomplished they wanted to. It's a 3-year plan that they do. And then they voted to do the, let me find the Justice Counts Initiative, which is a federal initiative, and it has to do with organizing data to make it more user friendly.
Mhm.
And so it was brought up that that's a mixed bag because sometimes you have to hire a person to input the data, and is it going to be one of those things? And they said, no, it won't be. So, and that's in the justice system. And then what else did I have? I think that might be it. Go ahead. I think that was it
You
for the
think that
main
was it?
thing.
Okay. All right, so this last week, after the rainstorm and everything that had happened over the weekend of, which one was that? The weekend of the 17th and 18th. There was a leak found in the basement at the DHS office on Maple Street. So I went over and investigated that. I also talked to Dave about it, but the location that the water was coming in was not from a water leak of the water system in the building. It was from where the parking alcove is, the the southwest corner that's created there, where the water is coming in. There's a problem with the drainage in that parking lot, that when there's a real heavy rainstorm, the water will pond in that corner, and then it'll slowly seep down the foundation and into that corner of the building. It wasn't something that has to have immediate attention. It wasn't going to cost anything to repair at this point in time. It was just getting some water mopped up off the floor. The long range goal, though, is we need to review what's going on with that parking lot and the drainage that's happening and why it's happening the way it is, and if we can redo that in some way. But if you go over, you can see that there's a lot of water that heads that way from all the silt that's on the top of the ground right in that location. And it was still pretty wet on top 3 or 4 days after the rainstorm. So
Okay.
that's something that we're going to have to address in the future.
I've got one more. It has to do with safety committee. So Chris or Susie, we all got an email about doing some training, and that's coming up. And so somebody needs to get back to them and let them know when we want it for employees. Remember that? And I don't have it in front of me. I can look it up. But Pat reminded me of this. Are you on there, Pat?
No, I did not see Pat on there. Well,
I am on here.
he is on
All
there,
right, Pat,
yes.
help remind us when this is and what our
Somebody
options
else
are.
left.
So the trainer, who's Stacy Griffin, sent a list of dates that she's available, and the expectation is we would pick a couple of dates. There's 2 different trainings, 2 different potential audiences. And, she could offer maybe one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then switch them on a different date. There's also the possibility, I asked if, depending on where the trainings were held, if it could be recorded. So if people couldn't attend, they could watch a recording of the training. I didn't know if your Zoom setup or setup in your office has the capability of doing that.
Yes,
But,
it does.
There's 8 potential dates that she gives us in October, the first of which are October 5th or 4th and 5th. So they're coming up pretty quickly. So if we want to get something scheduled with her and then shared with the respective county offices and the folks that are going to be expected to attend, we need to get it scheduled with Stacy first and then get it out to people.
Okay.
So,
So who's going to schedule that?
Well, I would think that if we looked at October 4th.
I can give you the dates. It's 4, 5, 12, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27. The later in the month we get, you're going to have election stuff out in the lobby area. So
Right.
Keep that in mind.
How
I don't
about
know if there's annual trainings or different things for different offices either that we need to schedule around. So I just wanted to, sooner we get it on the schedule and the more notice we give to people, the better the turnout will be, which is what the goal is.
Right. So we should maybe send an email out to all the department heads probably and get their schedules or their ideas of.
Could we also talk about that during the meeting this afternoon with the department heads?
Yes,
We
we
could
could also
probably
talk
ask them.
about it then.
Okay.
Because.
And then
do
we should
have-
schedule it, because if it's going to be sooner than later, we need to get it on the agenda. We've got a couple here. Do you have any input on dates? Anything matter? Okay.
Voting starts October 19th.
Voting starts then. Okay. Let's have it before then. No,
Yeah.
next week would be good if it works.
Yeah.
Get it done before we get into. Oh,
So yeah, just let me know and let Stacy was linked in the email that I had shared with you guys. So if you reply to everybody, she'll be included in that as well, or I'll continue to communicate with her. But either way, she's I think it'll be a good training based on the conversations that I've had with her about it. She is a regular attendee at our safety committee meeting. So a lot of the elected officials, anybody who's participated in a safety committee meeting already has had interaction with her and knows that kind of knows who we're dealing with and that, hopefully it's worthwhile. Usually her contributions are.
Approximately how long do you think the training will take?
I think she said each one is no longer than an hour and a half, and there's 2. So if we did like one in the morning, one in the afternoon, or, I don't know if you wanted to do them back to back, but we could have those conversations with her too.
That may be something that we want to talk to everyone about.
yeah.
So.
And the other thing to get on the schedule for next week is that Chamber's coming to visit, the leadership Fairfield,
Mhm.
October 4th 5th at 2:15.
Okay,
So
so we
are you
can,
gonna do that?
yeah, if we put it on the agenda, all three of us could be.
I'd like to be here.
Well, we can all be here. I'm not
Okay,
sure what I've
well,
got going
if,
on, but
if at least,
at least put it on the schedule or agenda.
yeah, that would be good.
And that's just a tour.
Mhm. So that kind of does it for our committee reports.
Oh, I do have one more.
Oh, okay.
I called in the Spotlight and they weren't expecting us last Tuesday, so.
Okay, did they reschedule for any time?
No, he did not.
Okay. All right. So then we'll move on to public comments. Do we have any public comments from anybody here in the room?
The only one, I wasn't in here when you guys did the depositories. Did you have questions on it?
No. Yeah, it's a standard thing. The only difference is First National Bank now has become Midwest One.
Yep.
You've got four different types of accounts you got with so much money that could be in there.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't think we really had any questions at all on it, but thanks for coming in, Mark, and sitting down.
Yeah, sorry I was late. We
No,
had
I know. You had your usual arrival
Monday morning
early this
people.
morning. So, do we have anybody on with us through Zoom that would like to make a public comment?
Hey, Susie.
Hi.
The, you were talking about the Barnyard Bash, and
Yes.
I've attended that one time in the past with my kids. It always seems to conflict with a home football game. And so, like, if my situation, I had a younger kid who would really enjoy the Barnyard Bash, but I had older kids who were in the high school marching band or in football or whatever. And then, you have to make decisions about where you're going to be and those types of things. So I don't know if there's a way to avoid that, but that's always seems to be an issue.
Thanks a lot. I will pass that on.
Okay. I see we have the claims in here with us. So we'll move on from public comment to allow claims and approve reports.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Drish, a second from Sandquist to approve the claims and allow the claims and approve reports. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We don't have anything more on the agenda for this morning. At 1 o'clock this afternoon, we're meeting with Denise Ballard regarding retiree insurance and that program. And then at 1:30, we're meeting with all the department heads and meet with ISAC technology team, Joel Roan, who is the program manager of that. This is something that we've been trying to set up for how long, Dee?
5 years.
Yeah, well, 4 that I know of. So we're finally to that point. So I would accept a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Drish, a second from Sandquist. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending the meeting today.